we're not going to be reactive. We're going to be proactive.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness reiterating his administration's commitment to a long-term reduction in crime and violence in Jamaica. You can join the fight against crime in your community. How? Report any and all suspicious activities to the police. It's through your and my vigilance that we'll be able to reclaim peace in Jamaica. Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Tamara McHale. News is on the flip side of this important message. Stay with us. Fever, rash, joint pain and red eyes. All common signs of the Zika virus or ZIV. Symptoms are usually mild, lasting anywhere from a few days to a week. Jamaica has no Zika cases, but if it gets here, it would only be transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Don't give Zika a chance. Prevent the breeding of these pesky mosquitoes.
The use of oil, cooking oil, a little tip of cooking oil poured on the surface of the water suffocates the larvae and prevents them hatching out. So persons can do that.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your GIS News for Monday, June 20. The report of the Commission of Inquiry appointed to inquire into events which occurred in West Kingston and related areas in May 2010 was a major agenda item for today's cabinet meeting. The document was also reviewed by the Defense Board, which met to examine its recommendations last Friday. That meeting was attended by the board's chairman, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, along with the Ministers of Justice and National Security, the Attorney General, JDF Chief of Defense Staff, and other government officials. A release from the Office of the Prime Minister says the Defense Board considered the findings relating to the JDF, and specifically those in relation to the conduct of officers and the use of mortars during the May 2010 operations. In short order, government will hold further meetings with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, citizens of West Kingston, and other stakeholders. The goal is to arrive at a final position in relation to the recommendations of the Commission of Inquiry. Finance Minister Audley Shaw is leading a government delegation on the annual Investor Non-Deal Roadshow to cities in the United States. The assignment is from June 20 to 24. The team will meet with investment banks, insurance companies, pension and hedge fund managers, and other agents in the capital markets. During those meetings, they will give updates on developments in the country's economy and outline the macroeconomic and fiscal policies for the new budget year. Minister Shaw is accompanied by the Financial Secretary, Bank of Jamaica Governor, and other technocrats in the ministry. Over $33.5 million has been spent to rehabilitate a section of the Osborne Store Primary School in Clarendon. The project was carried out under Phase 3 of the Poverty Reduction Program and funded by the European Union. The Jamaica Social Investment Fund implemented the project, which included repairs to the roof and flooring, installation of electrical and lightning arresters, and putting in partitions for classrooms. Bathrooms were also retrofitted to allow for wheelchair accessibility.
This project will deal with the matter of overcrowding, poor physical infrastructure, and more than anything else, dealing and providing with a better environment for learning of the youth.
We are particularly proud of the fact that the special mobility needs of children with disabilities who attend this school have been addressed.
The rehabilitation will also benefit residents of the community as the area is designated as an emergency shelter. The Agriculture Ministry is seeking private sector partnerships to get more school garden projects up and running. During a tour of Newport for Sun recently, Minister without portfolio in the Agriculture Ministry J.C. Hutchinson said he was targeting 186 school garden projects for this year.
These school gardens are one where we want to teach the students what the best practice is in agriculture, and also these school gardens will be for the extension officers as demonstration plots.
500 tertiary level graduates will benefit from the National Youth Service NYS's Graduate Work Experience program this year. This is up from the 300 persons who benefited from the 6-month internship last year.
We encourage graduates, persons you know, between 17 to 24, who have an associate degree or bachelor's degree or higher, that if they need that type of support, that internship opportunity, to start applying from now.
The NYS's Senior Programs Director was addressing a recent JIS think tank. State Minister of Education, Youth and Information Floyd Green was also at the session and pointed out that the program enabled graduates to have relevant work experience that they could place on their resumes.
The idea is that our students who have left tertiary institutions, who are now graduates, who hold degrees, will be placed at least for 6 months in a number of institutions across various disciplines. What we have seen is that a number of the entities that we place them with, after they finish their 6-month program, there is a real opportunity for employment.
$295 million has been allocated for the NYS's various programs in the 2016-2017 fiscal year. And finally, government is now accepting applications for the Jamaica House Fellowship Program. Qualified candidates are being sought to serve as full-time paid fellows at the Office of the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced the program during his recent budget presentation. He said it was designed to provide the government with the services of some of Jamaica's most promising young minds and high-capacity managers. Successful candidates will be working under the direct guidance and supervision of the Chief Technical Director in the Office of the Prime Minister and will be involved in a wide range of high-impact projects. Among other things, applicants must have at least an undergraduate degree and be working in their chosen field. Applications opened today when the program's webpage went live, and the deadline for submission is August 2, 2016. Applications will only be accepted online at the program's webpage. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito. A message from the Ministry of Health.
I believe that any lasting solution to crime and antisocial behavior must involve the upcoming generation.
That's why government put on the inaugural Security and Ethics Conference last Tuesday. Hear more from Prime Minister Andrew Holness in this week's Jamaica House Weekly.
Engaging our youth in crime fighting, revamped plans for Southern Coastal Highway project, and
our deep and sincere condolences on the 49 lives lost in a most terrible attack on humanity.
You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Simone Wolfe. The Office of the Prime Minister began accepting applications for its Jamaica House Fellowship Program today. Among other things, the successful candidates should have an undergraduate degree, proven record of professional achievement, and research and leadership skills. Eligible candidates have until August 2 to submit their applications, which will only be accepted online at opm.gov.jm/Jamaica House Fellowship. For more information, send an email to jamaicahouseFellowship@opm.gov.jm or call 946-4475. The full-time paid fellows will be working directly with the OPM's Chief Technical Director, providing analysis and support to aid in decision-making across government. Last Tuesday, government held its first Security and Ethics Conference with youth at the center of activities. Prime Minister Andrew Holness used the conference to reveal significant reductions in crime and violence in the nation's schools. That's all thanks to the work of the Safe Schools program.
Robberies, 2012 to 2013, 23 were reported. 2014 to 2015, 4, an 83% decrease. And the one that I'm very heartened by is that between 2012 and 2013, wounding, 52 were reported. In 2014 to 2015, that reduced to 25, a 52% reduction.
Theft in schools is down by 60% and weapons seizures 17%, while fights dropped by 14%. Speaking to the broader fight against crime, Prime Minister Holness said government would be taking a proactive approach.
We will make it a priority of the government to ensure that we have the resources that can match the level of sophistication, persistence of the criminal underworld that is causing havoc in our country.
And in his first public appearance since the June 12 mass shooting in Orlando, Florida, Prime Minister Holness condemned the killings, calling it an attack on humanity.
The terrorist bullet does not discriminate. It does not know gender, class, race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. So no one can take comfort to say, well, that would never happen to us. It could happen anywhere to anyone, and therefore we must take the security of humanity as our own duty.
Economic growth through infrastructural development was also on Prime Minister Holness's agenda this past week. On Thursday, he revealed that plans were moving apace with the $384 million Southern Coastal Highway project. The China Exim Bank and Government of Jamaica funded project includes a 4-lane toll-free leg from Harborview to Bull Bay. The Bull Bay to Morant Bay to Port Antonio, and Morant Bay to Cedar Valley sections will also be upgraded.
We believe this is a far more cost-effective plan, as it will reduce the need for massive land acquisition. It would also reduce the negative impact on communities and the environment.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Holness said the toll road would be extended from Maypen to Manchester, with revenues from that leg going towards loan repayment. And the National Road Construction Company has been instructed to build a toll road bypass for Montego Bay to help ease traffic congestion into the city. And at the dedication ceremony for the new Ministry of Justice offices last Wednesday, the Prime Minister said he would be examining if government was getting value for money from public buildings.
It is clear that the building infrastructure in Jamaica, particularly in Kingston, has reached a stage where the government has to create the atmosphere, create the regulatory environment, and give the necessary support for reinvestment in those buildings.
The new Justice Building is located at 61 Constant Spring Road. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for the latest news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Jamaica, this is Kevin Downswell. We original. We were blessed. We have something about us that the world craves. We don't need to compromise. We don't need to rob. We don't need to thief nobody. Everybody who watch this have something unique in them that God placed in you, that was used to bring you favor, was used to bring you wealth. Find it. It's inside of you. Whether they're on the street side, something special inside of you. Whether they're at the bar or drink rum and you try to drink away your troubles, listen to me. And I'll say go. If you find that thing is what is the very thing that will bring you wealth, the very thing that will bring your life to a level you never imagined. Everybody out there have a choice. And my challenge to you is choose to do the right thing. Choose to not bust that gun. Choose to not smoke that weed. Choose the right thing. Your decision will create a habit, and your habit will create a future. That means if your decision is wrong every day, your future will end up being popped down. But if you decide that you're not going to do that, and you're going to stand up for the right, watch it. Your future big. You're blessed. Jamaica, you're blessed. Youth, you're blessed. Girl, you're blessed. Love.
last week's Security and Ethics Conference was held under the theme Enhancing Ethical Values to Engender a Culture of Safety and Security. There were a number of speakers showing the impact that violence education has on national security. Take a look.
We all know that the youth are and will remain a significant share of Jamaica's population for the foreseeable future. Developing and implementing appropriate strategies, policies, and programs to mitigate the risks and challenges they face must and is a priority of this administration. Any failure to provide appropriate opportunities for this large segment of the population could have enormous economic, political, cultural, and social consequences. Engaging the youth population fully is therefore no longer a choice, but an imperative in the development process in taking Jamaica from poverty to prosperity, and with extension to fully develop Jamaica, our island home. In order to ensure not only the important safety of our youth, but we have put in place a 5-pillar strategy to ensure the safety and security of our nation in the years to come.
Safety and security is a function of the values and attitudes in the society. Our actions are driven by values, and therefore, if we were to re-engineer in Jamaica a culture of respect, sanctity of life, culture of how we resolve our conflicts peaceably, then what a Jamaica we would have. And a culture of working, a culture of doing things in a very ethical way, no scamming, not following the law. That is the kind of society that we want. And it all comes down to the values that we hold dearly. The educators, therefore, in the audience will appreciate the counteractive influence that the society and in the home, the community, and via the media in all its forms has on the teaching and learning process. At the school level, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information has introduced a suite of behavioral management programs aimed at promoting positive socialization, behavior change, and ultimately education. Programs all fall under the framework of the school-wide positive behavior intervention support system. Through this framework, teachers are adopting positive approaches to improve student behavior and attitude to learning. In addition to the behavior management programs, the ministry also has been promoting the formation of uniform groups in schools.
We are at the point in our life as a country where far too many of the maladies of our society are mirrored in our schools. I am afraid that the guidance counselors, the deans of discipline, the school resource officers, and other officials who volunteer to help in the schools, I'm afraid they will not be sufficient to curb indiscipline and delinquency that is so evident in many of our schools today. It will require innovative initiatives and partnerships like this conference to disrupt the trajectory that is taking us as a country to the brink. Indeed, if we truly want to transform our country, the school and the home are where we must start. This conference, this partnership, represent a good start.
Let us all work together to build this great nation, Jamaica, land we love.
Each time you're not paying full attention to the road environment, the greater your chances of getting in a crash like that. Plan routes to avoid focusing on GPS systems. Prevent children from roaming in motor vehicles. Turn down the volume of car stereo systems. Pull off the roadway if you have to use mobile devices. Do not read, watch television or eat while driving. Avoid multitasking and keep conversations with other passengers to a minimum. Whether you walk, ride or drive, avoid potentially fatal distractions.
Did you know that 30% of fatal accidents on all roads involve motorcyclists? The statistic is a cause for concern. Motorcyclists, as you traverse the nation's roads, please be reminded to wear a safety helmet. Put on bright colors to make yourself visible. Practice defensive driving techniques and avoid riding in rainy weather. Get more information in this next feature.
Hi there, welcome to Road Scholars, where we give you the tips you need to stay safe on our road. Today, we're talking motorcycle safety. Stay with us for the ride, won't you?
It may be an attractive option for those who want to escape those pesky traffic snarls or for the thrill seekers among us. But motor and pedal cyclists still need to follow all the road rules and take extra precaution to ensure their safety. Over the years, both categories of road users have remained high on the list of road fatalities. In fact, they're among the top 5 groups at risk of serious injury and death on the roads.
Head injuries are one of the most likely for a motorcyclist involved in a crash. Research has shown that wearing a helmet significantly reduces the severity of those injuries, and the law demands it.
There are 2 special type of helmets that are supposed to wear in Jamaica, and the law stipulates that.
Going without a helmet or using anything other than the 2 types of legal helmets when operating a motorcycle compromises the safety of the individual and should never be considered. And remember, the chin strap, which secures the helmet onto the motorcyclist's head, is critical.
The half helmet. See, half. As you notice, you have the ear guard, making at the back. This helmet, this is a visor. But using this helmet, you have to wear glasses to protect the eye from the wind or any obstacle might be in the wind. If you look inside, you see the padding, soft material. This is comfort and protection.
The second is the full helmet, which covers the entire face and is similar in makeup to the half helmet. Once the helmet has taken a hit in an accident, it should be replaced. Even if it has no visible damage, its ability to provide full protection at another time could be compromised. Other protective devices that should be considered include knee and elbow pads, gloves, and a body armor or motorcycle jacket to minimize serious injury to other parts of the motorcyclist's body. Remember also the other components: tires, brakes, mirrors, and lights. They should be checked regularly and be kept in tip-top condition. The failure of brakes and tires especially could prove fatal.
Getting on the road with a motorcycle is pretty simple, but
for a motorcycle, you need a license, you need a rider's license. You can get a learner's license to ride a motorcycle. But for a rider's license, it's the same procedure as applying for a motor vehicle driver's license.
Persons learning to operate a motorcycle must not transport passengers. A clear L should be displayed on the motorcycle, and all motorcycle operators must obey the speed limit and all other road rules. Those who are holders of full motorcycle licenses can transport passengers, but
as a rider, if you're not carrying a passenger, 1 passenger is permitted to ride on a bike. And if the bike should be situated or should be made in a way that there's a footrest for the passenger at the back. If there's no footrest, that means the bike is not supposed to carry a passenger.
Keep in mind that having a motorcycle and following just these rules is not enough. To ensure as smooth a passage as possible, here are some other rules you might want to pay attention to.
Never bob and weave through traffic. Obey all the rules governing overtaking. Never disobey one-way signs. Proceed in the same direction as other motorists. Obey the instructions of police officers, flagmen, and all other posted road signs. Reduce the use of cellular phones and other electronic devices while operating a motorcycle. Similarly, do not consume alcoholic beverages if you have to drive a motorcycle. Dress in reflective garments at night so that it's easier for pedestrians and other motorists to see you. And ensure horns and other warning devices are working so that other road users can be sufficiently aware of your presence. Representatives from the Island Traffic Authority and the police are keen on prosecuting those who do not obey the regulations, and the full brunt of the law could come down on delinquents. Besides stiff legal penalties, though, the pain of serious injury or death for traffic offenders and their families could be great. It's also important for pedestrians and other motorists to look out for motorcycle users. Drivers, check your mirrors before changing lanes, making a turn, or opening your doors. And pedestrians, treat them as you would any other vehicle. Be alert and pay extra special attention when crossing the road.
Eliminating dangerous behaviors from our roads is up to all of us. Remember, we all have to use our roads daily. If we play our part, we are not only helping the authorities, but we could save ourselves a lot of pain and anguish. I'm Alison, and this has been Road Scholars.
And that's all we have for you today. So pleased you could join us. For more information, email us at jamaicamagazine@gis.gov.jm. Visit our website, gis.gov.jm, or join us on our social media platforms. On behalf of the entire team here at the GIS, I'm Tamar McHale. Thank you for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.